Hey guys, welcome to yet another Battleblood commentary. So, in a previous video, a while back, I did mention that there's a rematch to be held after a 3v3 when Ronan was on his life, Galen Lionheart. Well, this is it. So you can recognize three of those players on the other side, and this time it's a 4v4. So anyways, we're going to start with a very defensive front, having seen these guys play before, and having played them ourselves. We know that they like to do the stacked blade combination, or some variation of that. So went ahead and I'm going to build up pips as fast as I can to make sure, hey, if they decide to actually bring that strategy back and, again, stack a bunch of blades on one of those ice players, I think they have a myth this time too. I'll have to look at the health again and see. Um, but if they have that, then we're going to run into a lot of trouble in trying to keep shields up. Meanwhile, they're placing 2 tower shields on Ellie right now. So as soon as we see that, as soon as we see stacked shields like that, we know a DOT needs to go out right away, especially for Fallon, especially when that's their life player that they're trying to protect. Gonna go ahead and get rid of both shields all at once. Ronan's gonna blade himself, so we're expecting he's gonna throw out a Nova just to stack on that plague, or stack onto what they have so far with that plague right there. And we're going to play as many convictions as possible, make sure we do not get stunned at some point by a surprise choke or a blinding light that these players may carry. I believe they do have a myth at this point too. So, um, okay, 3 of their players are already getting rid of the plague, so they're already using up 1 wand each, I think. Let's see what yeah, she's using up a wand too. And she's using a shivering spear, so she doesn't have any extra block, and it looks like she's using arena gear. So I think this match she's at a major disadvantage without as much block. Should any criticals pop up, her teammates will live because they have the life force swords. I don't think Ellie would have too much of a chance against that. So meanwhile, Fallon's going to build up some more pips by playing a shield. Cassandra's going to make sure that a frost giant does not get popped out. And as you look at the formation that they have, they didn't play any stun protection. So playing that dispel, we in a way stopped him from being able to hit us or being able to blade or shield and whatnot. And I'm going to go ahead and prevent the 3 other players from putting any extra storm shields because Fallon is going to build up yet another pip. So this is all played out in terms of preparation. With us being in first turn, that dispel keeps him from putting a shield on her, and then those stunning the other 3 players would stop them too. So anyways, the reason why the video froze right here and then you're seeing this match kind of re-entering is because I actually disconnected at some point. I'm not sure what had happened, but I came back. I do not have any idea of what kind of wards on what players, and we're going to see it's going to be very inaccurate in terms of what we're seeing, because my allies are seeing something totally different than I am, and they're explaining, oh, don't worry, we can hit, they don't have any stun shields, and though we would see stun shields from this angle, our allies don't, and so I'm having to basically ask for help from some of our spectators too to see, what's going on. See, as you can see, they're getting hit, and you do not see any stun shields being popped up, so I have no idea what's going on here. It's going to be very hard to follow visually, but let's see if we can follow this ourselves. Meanwhile, making sure that Ethan cannot shield or attack. Actually, this is after Fallon had hit, I believe. So they're all hit by that Stormlord, making sure they cannot hit us back right here. We don't want them stunning us or surprising us. She's going to try to heal, I think. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, her allies do not have cleanses to help her with that with a potential dispel of coming out. So we're going to try our best here. Ronan's going to increase the damage reduction right here. Fallon's going to disarm one of them that had bladed already. We don't want so much damage coming in. So that disarm, getting rid of let's see what kind of blade that is. It's a 40%, so again, if the second player there did about 1,000 damage, she just Fallon just saved us from 400 points of damage in terms of proportion. So anyways, Ronan's going to get a Bladed Nova off, going to weaken them even further and spark off some of extra spritelys for us, maybe spark off some spritelys for the other team. So Cass is well protected, as you can see, and Ronan's not going to be surprised. I mean, if he gets hit by a stun, he's not going to be stopped, even though he's already used his pips, and I won't be stopped. So Cass gonna save her pips basically. Let me see what I'm gonna do. Make sure the first guy cannot break shields. Most of the time when you're playing a quote-unquote stacked team, which means it's a team that has two schools that are the same in a way. There are at least two of a single school, so there could be two myths, two balances, etc. When there are at least multiples of a single class or so, you gotta watch out for that. Make sure and understand that usually the first player would be the shield breaker, the first school in line. The second tends to get a lot of the blades. So if you're going up against a blade stacking team, you want to make sure you can ensure that the first one cannot attack and the second one will have to hit into shield or so. So anyways, Cass is going to replace her conviction right here. Ronan, I think, playing a smokescreen to protect us. Fallon's going to try to reduce any incoming damage should they come out. Ronan's also using that smokescreen to do a beautiful job of blocking any potential cleanse that the first player may play upon himself to try to get rid of the melt. So, which is weird because the cleanse does come out, then the melt will fall off, or he can get rid of those both. But no, he's gonna try to counter smokescreen, I think, or shield his life player from any further storm damage. Meanwhile, they're putting on even more blades. Let's see what the life player is able to put up a shield right here. But Fallon's out of pips. Cassandra has a bunch of pips, and the rest of us are actually low at this point. So, gonna try our best here to prevent as much damage. They've already got the ice bubble up, so that's gonna hurt with all these three players hitting and whatnot. So, as you can see, Cassandra's gonna go ahead and try to play Storm Elf, not only get rid of the tower shield, but also remove any potential storm shields that may pop up right after that. So another smoke screen. There you go, Storm Elf, gonna get rid of one shield and any potential shields that may pop up on top of her. And making sure these guys don't just hit us and whatnot. One thing I would say for this team for them to change is to not rely on, not to expect that they can hit with so many blades on at a time, but to start cleansing each other. I would say drop the blades and start carrying more cleanses, basically. You never know when a dispel is going to come out. Here we go, Fallon playing another beautiful move of dispel to remove even more blades, and Ronan popping up another play, try to weaken their damage even further. So, a team that relies on damage just to win the game itself, rather than, tactical maneuvers and whatnot, it's really easy to counter them. I mean, sure, shields cannot block damage over time, but weaknesses can. They actually reduce the amount of they reduce the entire spell in itself. So, they tend to do a lot better job than shields would against damage over time teams. And it seems like these guys are the ones that would be ready to do that. So anyways, nice smoke screen again from Ronan, making sure they cannot combo us with 3 ice attacks. These guys should be playing a few extra cleanses if needed. So anyways, we're going to try to just bombard them with attacks at this point, try to damage them and take out the life player that may not expect it. So gonna go ahead and do a little tiny bit of a gamble here, go straight for her. A little feint coming out right here. Cassandra's gonna pop out her Forest Lord. So, not going to do too much damage to the ice players with a bunch of resist. But we're going to try our best to take out the second player and the life player here. We don't want her healing at any point in time. And I think I have a blizzard coming out, so I'm going to take advantage of this ice bowl. So again, if you have second turn, even though you have, stacked schools that can benefit from a bubble, know that it does help the other side if they have the same school as the bubble. So that ice bubble gonna improve my damage by a lot, gonna be able to knock out that life player. Let's see if they saw that coming. No, he's gonna play Blizzard, small spell to not only just get rid of shield, but also get rid of weaknesses that may be out there. So anyways, they're gonna help build my pips up with that empowerment on top of me. Let's see what the others manage to pop out or throw out. Chewing on some ice. Yum. So with mass resist and mass health, these sprightly pets are going to help these players tremendously, especially if they have the crafted ring and a theme. So let's see. He is going to try to. Oh, he was cleansing her, so they were preparing to heal at this point, I believe, but they didn't see that coming. Not able to play a stun spell. I think, yeah, if they were able to get a frost giant out of some sort, it would have helped a lot more than just blizzards, just to get rid of the weaknesses. They really needed some breathing room at this point. We'll still get a little love with the sprightlies right there, so she's already getting 3, so massive health regeneration right there, unless we take her out pretty soon. But we've already used up pretty much of all our a lot of our pips on this end. But I've gained 2 back, so that was kind of like a 2-pip blizzard that I just played. If I get a power pip this turn, I get a power pip this turn, though. That was in essence a free blizzard that I just got off. So empowerment, really really interesting astral spell. It's really tactical actually. So putting the infection and dispels, making sure that it reduces their chances of healing their players. But this rebirth could have sparked sprightlies to remove any of those right there, but luckily they don't. So we're gonna only allow just the last player to heal if need be. And no, I think he's gonna go ahead and try to stun us, so he'll get 3 of us for sure. So played that giant a little bit too late. But luckily I have conviction up, I have pips as well, so I'm ready to react at any point in time. If they try to bring back the life player, I'll be able to try to prevent that. Meanwhile, I guess Fallon did have a conviction up, so again my screen is not matching exactly what's going on in the game. having been disconnected. Meanwhile, Victoria, they're getting 4 sprightlies, so yeah, she's gonna be healed up a lot. Double frost giant. Not sure why. I guess assuming that a smoke screen would have been played, or a melt of some sort. At least they would have been able to get a guaranteed stun in a way. But no, they're just gonna remove stun shields with the double frost, and gonna go ahead and I'm still not stunned at this point. Last player can only heal, but she's gonna go ahead and hit anyway. So I guess they don't have any heals on hand. Maybe they're just going for pure damage and trying to hurt us, stun us, I believe, and then hit us once again that next turn. But luckily, well, not luckily, actually, having that conviction bubble helped out a lot. So knowing that, hey, I'm not going to be stunned. These guys can, even if they hit us, they're not going to be able to get us right away. So I'm trying my best here, trying to find some protection for my allies. 3 of them are stunned. They will go down if these next 3 players can hit. And I think they're willing to gamble that to try to take out 3 of my allies. So for some reason my smoke screen wasn't able to play. So anyways, let's see what's going on here. Yep, gonna go straight for me, or no, for our life actually. My bad. So make sure he can try to break off any shields. Make sure she's as weak as Fallon is, and they know what I'm capable of. They know I'm not yet ready for a rebirth. So infection going on top right there. Let's see what this next player does. Blizzard for sure, Gargantuan most likely. So they're trying to win by elimination and not necessarily playing defensively. But even then, with that Colossus being shot into cast right there, they're not able to take us down, and they do help remove my infection. So even at this point, they should have healed their life player, if anything, because now we're ready to hit again. And I mean, Fallon is taken out, but Cassandra and Ronan are still alive. Either of them could have cleansed me, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the our signature move here, the rebirth. Thanks to all those pips that we've gained back, or I've gained back so quickly from those blizzards they threw at us earlier. I'm gonna try to get as much health back into our life player with the satyr. I'm gonna go ahead and rebirth basically, as you can see, and get our entire team back up. So important rule is to, I mean, no matter what kind of play, take care of your life player, and you know, make sure she's alive at all times and whatnot. And I don't know if this team had heals in hand or not, but they were trying to do their best in trying to take us out. So meanwhile, 2 Ice Blades going on top of Mitchell, hoping Fallon has a disarm once again. And I think she's searching for it. She doesn't, so she's going to go ahead and play a Plague. And Ronan and Cass are going to make sure they can protect their stun shields a little bit more. So Fallon not being able to do anything but use her power pip to try to protect the team from some extra damage. We basically need Cass's pips to build back up as fast as possible. So triple blades at this point, I think, and a snow angel, probably Gargantuan with this ice bubble on top. So no, just 2 blades then. I was expecting like an amulet, treasure, and then regular ice blade, but in this case I guess they have 2 treasures on him. So that's gonna basically just remove the absorbs, but I'm still curious to why they aren't bringing back their life player just yet. They're going massive hits at this point, I think. Triple ice. Maybe they're hoping that we can't kill them as fast. So I'm gonna go ahead and start looking for rebirth. They are going to spam Blizzard at this point. I believe if they are not going to heal Ellie, they are definitely going to mass a lot of blizzards. But they can't stun at this point, so I'm okay of letting my conviction go. I need to build my pips as fast as I can. I have 4 right now of Empower. That's going to add about 2 back, or 3. And then I'll gain another one after this turn. So Cass doing her best to stay alive, build up her pips. I'm going to go ahead and make sure Fallon's A-okay, and that they can't knock her in. Or if they do knock her out with 3 blizzards, I'll be ready to pick her back up. So, really interesting move by the first ice player there, carrying those Ghost Touch treasure cards to help break shields. So, awesome play, I would think, because we do carry imps, we do carry like rank 1 spells to help break shields, or to add a Gargantuan to knock someone out. So I think if Ethan had carried a Frost Beetle instead of a Ghost Touch, it would have done, I mean, he could apply a Gargantuan if he happens to find one right on top of that. So we know, okay, well, they're still not yet ready to hit or stun with any massive cards. They can play, they can spam Blizzard actually though. So Fallon's going to go ahead and make sure here the bladed player cannot hit. And we're going to try to conserve our pips as best as possible, play as much recovery that's allotted. And meanwhile, gonna be able to put stun shields back on these guys with this Frost Giant. Um, let's see. Actually, no. Again, there are no words. You can't really see them, the old ones, so my bad there. So, anyways, finally they were able to get a satyr off right there, but she had to toss all her pips, and Ellie's only at 1200 against Ronan with 4 pips right there. Gargantuan Judge ready for anything, and I don't know if they'll be ready. If they expect us to be able to take her out just yet. So let's see what kind of cards they're playing now. Cassandra's going to go ahead and get ready to do another area attack by empowering, so she has enough pips to hit, and if necessary, heal after that Forest Lord. So building her pips as fast as she can, not just hitting at this point, and making sure she has some extras to some leftover pips after she hits. Meanwhile, in a critical Judge right there, but it doesn't get through. So 800 damage straight to the face. She is going to get a Sprightly sparked off, so that's going to be some recovery right there. Let's see if the other players are going to throw out their pips to save their life player. And we also do not want them hitting or cleansing that melt off, so play a smoke screen on top. I think he was about to hit. This guy's about to, oh no, he's not about to hit. Maybe heal or play a dispel on one of us. So they're gonna put as much recovery into that life player, but we doubt. Now they know that, oh, we've just sent in a 8-pip Judge with a Gargantuan on top onto Ellie. I know the other team's just scrambling for heals at this point, and we're going to try to stop them as best as possible. Finding out which cards can we play. Fallon is able to prevent Ethan from hitting us that hard. Cass is going to go ahead and heal, and I'm going to try to affect Ethan's heal in case he does toss like a satyr to the life player. So, and also preventing them, making sure if they don't heal, then at least don't hit us. Ronan's going to try to build up the pips even further. Cass is going to try to recover all that health we've lost in the past few rounds. And I'm going to play that Infection after Rebirth. So, not going to spark off Sprightly too. It's not too sensitive with the Sprightly spark. So yeah, Satyr does go out here. So Infection, reducing that heal by half. Basically for 0 pips, I did about 700 damage to the life player. She only got half of the optimal, or not the optimal, but the potential heal. So he's gonna able to pop that off. They're able to get a group heal, some more recovery for them. But life player is back down to pips, but she is nearly full health at this point. So now they have to worry about the remaining ice players, especially Mitchell right here and Victoria that are down to within the orange or red zones. So gonna go ahead and change the environment here, get rid of this bubble in case they do manage to hit, and I'm gonna play this melt on top of the player with the most pips. Let's see if they toss out a cleanse at this point. A beautiful donate from Ronan right there, or Ronan as we call it, to Cass, making sure she can heal or hit next. Doing their best to protect the life player from a massive storm attack from Fallon, and yeah, that just calls for a Storm Elf now. Those two shields are exactly the same, so I'm not sure if they noticed before when we played those Storm Elves, but I think we're gonna try to look for some right now, and I think Cass is looking. Nope, she has an Earthquake instead. So, hey, Mitchell has that melt on top. We're gonna get rid of it for him, and all of those plagues and infections we're gonna get rid of as well. So I'm gonna add up some protection. Ronan's gonna build up its pips once again with the Empower. Cass is going to Earthquake. So they may expect to play like some kind of rank 0 ice card to try to get rid of the melt if they don't have that cleanse. So also getting rid of the storm shields right there. They believe that, I mean, they have this a little sense of security that, oh, well, Let's see. That our life player has 2 storm shields. There's no way Fallon can touch her now. So I wonder if they're really secure with that. So we went ahead and played that earthquake right there, and that's going to be a major surprise. I'm going to build up pips, getting ready to hit too. Most likely these guys may get rid of their the storm bubble for Balefrost, but if they don't, they're in for some major pain coming up soon. So playing more wand attacks, assuming that they'll get rid of the plagues, but no. Let's see, Frost Giant coming out. We're not sure if Fallon has stun shields. Remember, I came back after disconnecting, so we're can't really say if she's open to that, open to a stun. Yes, she is, but not our 2 other allies, and I am open to a stun too. So unfortunately, they stopped us here once and for all, and they do get rid of the ice bubble right there. So nice play by Ethan right there. Good eyes, I think. So anyways, Ronan and Cass now are uh, not stunned. Let's see. Now that their stun shields are down, yeah, they didn't play any shields on those on the rest of those players. So anyways, it looked like I got stunned. For some reason, I'm still playing that Frost Giant. It might be the visual glitch thing from that disconnect. So, but anyways, that Earthquake also helped take down the stun shields. So that's going to leave them open for vulnerability. They were relying on those stun shields and not playing any convictions, not playing extra shields on top of the light player in case we did manage to play a Storm Elf once again. So I'm gonna go ahead and put as many debuffs on top. Yes, I guess, yeah, I was stunned for sure. So anyways, gonna prevent him from shielding or blading, whatever it was. He was playing a card on top of himself from the Ice School. Gonna block her conviction, I believe. And that life player is still unable to play some cards unless it's the visual glitch in itself. And here we're getting a little bit of lag, as you can see. um, Not much we can really do, and we're at this point we're wondering like, oh, is anyone else stuck? Yep, we pretty much are, and we're not sure where exactly why all this lag is happening, or why that delay happened. But anyways, they're wide. They still haven't been able to shield or play anything for the life players, so they're wide open right now to a Stormlord. Ronan's going to put a plague right on top, so those players are weakened by a Nova. Now they're going to be weakened by a plague. Yeah, doing a lot of damage to the middle player right there, and definitely going to stun these guys now, or whoever can be stunned. Again, not being able to see what wards were on before the disconnect. It's hard to really tell strategically why some cards are being played over others. And meanwhile, let's see, Cassandra's going to go ahead and stack up as many shields as possible. I'm going to make sure that the light player not able to play a heal. Let's see if her allies carry any cleanses. First one not using that, he's going to go ahead and try to get rid of the weakness that was on top of him. That looks like a gargantuan card with the ice bubble on top, still doing a decent amount of damage right there. And he's ready to Frost Giant or Snow Angel next turn. Meanwhile, going to play a Satyr from this ice player onto the live, making sure she's still alive in case we played some kind of insane combo to knock her out, and making sure she's still up. So let's see, she's still not playing a card unless it's visually. No, I guess she was playing a card right there, a Rebirth. So this visual glitch is then on my part. My other allies can see what's going on, and I guess the delay happened very for a while because she did play some kind of card that required some animation time. So meanwhile, I'm going to try to take advantage of this bubble, blade myself up. I have the stun shields now. Ronan's going to play up conviction. I mean, even though we have stun shields up, right, we have to play these convictions and get ready for any kind of like potential earthquake coming out or frost giant that may critical. You just never know. So you playing defensively is undeniably a wise move to make in whatever cases. Conviction is just When you have that aura, that means your opponents are not going to be able to surprise you as often. So meanwhile, gonna go ahead and try my best to knock out Mitchell. And let's see what's going on right now. We don't want him hitting. We want to basically get rid of his stun shields should he have any up, and try to get get rid of one of their players at this point. Not sure if they foresee his death coming. So let's see if they do. Anyways, Blizzard right there with 2 blades and the ice ball is going to help a little bit. He's still not knocked out, unfortunately. So he's going to hang in there. That Sprightly takes on top of him too. So anyways, but Fallon will have a nice shot on top of him. Anyways, oh, more blades on top of the first player here. So that's quite an interesting play. More blades on the next player, and yes, the live player did see that. The spell got removed and that smoke screen got removed, so able to heal him up, but these players are still open to Fallon's attack. So let's see what cards they have. Victoria is weak on health right now, so they're gonna have to throw her some heals. Not able to hit us, and we're gonna make sure, hey, we don't want Ethan to be to hit. And if he does, we're going to force him to hit his teammates. Because with 2 blades, Gargantuan Snow Angel or Frost Giant, with this Ice Bubble up, it's going to hurt a lot. So now we're going to strike down these players even further. We're going to take out Victoria for sure. She's going to lose all those blades and the whatever stun shield she may have up. Stun resisted right there. So we're going to prevent him from hitting us. Let's see. With an area attack, if he played a single attack, it's going to hurt us a lot. But no. He puts up a critical bubble now. This is really dangerous because let's see who has first turn now. If he has first turn, he can strike because... No, he doesn't. He can strike, though, at this point. We can't do anything to him. He's on our team at this point. And so Ethan didn't understand how Beguile works. See, if we knew we were in this massive danger right now. We were wondering if he was bluffing with us, if he was just playing those stun shield, those shield cards, in just to fake us out and give us some security that we'll be okay. But you know what? That's actually not. I guess he didn't understand how it worked because the triangle did point it at him when he placed that vengeance bubble up. That meant any area attacks that he used, it will hurt his teammates. Now the second time around, which was that turn, the turn before this one, if he had played the area attack, it would have hit us, even though we could see what card he was going to play that turn. It basically, when the arrow points to you the second time, that means your area's spells will work normally. You know, your single spells you can't heal with, you know, using a satyr or a sprite or a single target spell when you're under Beguile, but when the second time that the arrow points to you under the Beguile, you know, after a Beguile has played, then that means your area attacks will come out as normal. So anyways, that double weakened ice player is going to hit us instead with a massive Frost Giant, double blades with a bubble. It's doing still 400 damage even though he's weakened twice, so you know, huge damage right here. So our team doing really well in terms of suppressing as much damage as possible. Anyways, going to make sure that melt right there, preventing that player from hitting us with that many blades on top. That's going to hurt. Plus the vengeance is, if he criticals, that's double damage right there. Meanwhile, Victoria's back on her feet, but only with a sprite, so we're ready to knock them out once again. Gonna stack yet another debuff with that Nova. So again, if you're a balanced player, love Nova more than Raw. I mean, if you could save your team from another 25% of damage, that's let's say that your enemies are doing about 1,000 damage, right? 25% means you're protecting your teammates from an extra 250 points of damage. And then if you stack on yet another weakness that's about 25%, like say of Plague, um, let's see, that's going to reduce it 25% of, you know what, I'm not even going to do math at this point, knowing that, oh well, it's a percentage of a percentage. So basically it's, you're reducing an attack by a fourth, and then reducing that new total by a fourth once again. So Ethan, with all those blades and whatnot, even with we know this is his last critical chance. We're trying to find, hey, can we stop him and prevent him from hitting with that vengeance on top? Nope, we're gonna play defensively then, and Fallon's ready to hit next turn with Tempest if needed, or a Stormlord. So she's gonna protect herself. We're gonna blade her up a little bit. Let's see, Cassandra making sure that the life player cannot keep throwing out giant pixies and whatnot. Nope. Meanwhile, the first player is going to blade up the second one. Second one's going to make sure he can't get stunned. So really nice play right there. Really good preparation. And I think Ethan at this point was afraid of getting melted or so. But anyways, having Fallon hold off and say, okay, you know what? These players believe we need to get rid of their stun shields if possible. Get rid of those blades. So I think we're going to have, Fallon basically protect herself even further. Ronan's gonna add even more defenses, and in case Cassandra does miss, but no, she's able to get her earthquake out, so it's gonna remove all those blades and all those shields that they have on top of them. So saving our team from some extra damage right here, and getting rid of those extra heals. Gonna remove those shields on top, and Fallon's double bladed right now, so if they didn't stop her with their own earthquake or perhaps a dissipate of some sort, they're going to get hit pretty hard at this point. Only 1200 damage. Let's see what he plays. It's a sprite to make sure the life player is still alive, and she may play a unicorn. Let's see what she's got. No, she's making sure that Cassandra cannot stop her, but at this point she's already used up her pips. That's fine. Maybe Ronan can cleanse her and she can place a entangle regardless, but no, we're gonna mass in as much damage as possible. As you can see, triple attack right now. Cassandra finding a way, trying to get rid of that, but she cannot. So we're just gonna play a tower shield to make sure she's safe in case these players do hit. Meanwhile, as you can see, double bladed frost giant right there to follow up after that earthquake. So he lost the reliability of those storm shields still being up. So we managed to get those 3 ices. Gonna stun the last player. She's in for major danger at this point. So sparks off a sprightly for Cassandra. So here we go. Let's see what the life player plays. And this again, that ice bubble playing to our advantage right here. So being able to allow us to knock out all their players with that combo right there. So yeah, a lot of this type of play you're going to see in Winter Tusk, I believe, from our side, that is. And unfortunately, they didn't say their GG, and it's okay. It happens, and you just gotta realize sometimes. I guess some players do take the game a little bit too seriously. I don't know if they took it too seriously. In their defense, yeah, we did use the melts, we did use entangles, but again, when they have 3 ice schools and 1 life school, it's really easy to contain, and basically, I mean, we don't carry every single dispel out there. That's one reason why we don't consider ourselves a spell team. We're basically counters against specific types of teams. So teams with a bunch of ice on them, we do have those melts out there for that. And if there are any quad life players, we do have dispels for that to prevent, any kind of like massive forest lording and whatnot. So, but anyways, yeah, we countered their team directly, and that just didn't work out for them. So yeah, a little frustration there, but it's okay. They played their best. They played well. I think if they definitely carried more cleanses, it would help out a lot in terms of terms of taking out those spells and making sure their spells, making sure their attacks and heals do go through. So anyways, enough chatter here. Thanks for checking out the video. Subscribe, like, and comment to see some more, and I'll see you guys in the spiral. GG.